we lived with woolly mammoths for tens of thousands of years. We know what that tool is. It's in our DNA. First thing we do when we pick it up, boom, boom, boom. We don't feel like that about rats. People go, woolly mammoth, little kids love them. Parents love them. Everybody likes woolly mammoths.
You think it's our DNA because we used to hunt them?
Fuck, no, we live with them. I think we domesticated them.
What?
I think we live side by side with them.
Really?
I really do.
Why do you think they domesticated them? What makes you think that?
Okay, you got a big hairy animal.
Right.
Boy, they got some, like muskox. Let's get some of this and make clothing out of it. Let's take this fur.
Right, but why that? Why domesticate them versus hunt them?
Well, you hunt them with a spear. I mean, you can knock one over if it's dead, or you stick a spear in it, crippled.
But do you think they actually kept them as like stock?
No, I think they just lived together.
They just lived together.
Yeah, they didn't. It's like that polar bear you saw walk up that guy's truck.
Uh-huh.
And one man would go, "What the fuck? You can do to me?"
Right.
Well, if you want to kill half your tribe, go try to stick a spear in that guy.
Right.
He's got 10-foot tusks.
Right. And
He'll
they're
clear the
huge.
field.
And also, you got to penetrate all that fur and all that hide
With a spear.
with a spear that you're throwing.
And people go, well, they had atlatl. Okay. Where are you going to build an atlatl on a grassland
Right.
where there's no sticks?
Well, how are they making a spear then?
Well, I don't know. How are they making a spear?
They must have some sticks,
That's
right?
what I'm saying. They had spears if they had wood big enough for a spear, but atlatls are not spear size.
Well, it's a different shape, certainly. But if you have enough wood to make a spear, wouldn't you have enough wood to make an atlatl? I mean, when's the invention of the atlatl?
I don't know.
Let's find that out.
But if you had a spear that you crafted,
Mm-hmm.
we have a picture of spear tips that were sent to New York, and other document in there talks about finding them in association with the bones. They weren't studying this stuff. They just wanted, AM&H just wanted the booty. That guy Charles Frick wanted these things back in New York City.
So here's the atlatl. 17,000 to 21,000 years ago. So if it's 25,000 years ago, it might not even be an atlatl. But who knows how accurate they are with this, like 20. I mean, that's a big gap, 17,000 to 21,000 years ago. But this is also people that didn't think that saber-toothed tigers lived in Alaska. Right?
It's all artist renditions. All of the stuff that we've been taught is based on what somebody painted or drew or sketched.
Or they initially established, and now they've been defending that timeline.
Or even some of the cave drawings that shows people sitting on woolly mammoths.
Really?
Yeah, I've seen them before online. If you believe everything you see.
Like when Ted Nugent rode that buffalo on stage? Like that kind of thing?
That was good.
But that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like they domesticated them. That's interesting. Well, we know humans have domesticated elephants, right? And they did it a long time ago, and they rode elephants. I mean, we know they do it in India.
Yeah, you rode them.
Yeah, I rode them in Thailand. I don't recommend it.
Yeah.
Just seems like it could go wrong.
Yeah, I don't think that'll be part of my thing.
Yeah, you make friends with them first. They have a whole process you do. You feed them. You give them sugar cane. You hose them down. Take care of them. You be nice to them first, and then they let you ride them. But you got to be nice to them even when you're riding them. You have to have like good energy. Mm-hmm. I don't think they necessarily enjoy having a little fucking human on their back. So it's like it's their world. It just seems like a dumb idea. Like I'm happy just petting you and giving you food. I don't need to ride you.
This is pretty badass looking.
Is that an atlatl?
I think this might be the one they found.
Whoa.
In a cave in France.
Wow.
Antler, carved out of antler.
Wow. Who's a wizard that figured out how to make something to put extra leverage on a spear?
His name was Hook Musk.
That's the other thing that Dan Richards was bringing up, like the fact that bow and arrow is a difficult thing to invent, but yet they invented it all over the world. Does that make sense? Or were people traveling from all over the world with the technology of the bow and arrow and spreading it around the world? He said that might make more sense than all these people from all these different spots all figuring out this complicated thing where you get a thing, you pull it back, you get a string, and you're letting loose, and the arrow has to fly perfect. And more likely, someone figured it out in some place, and it was so awesome that they started spreading that idea across the world.
Yeah, and it takes a while back then to get the word out.
Yeah.
I mean, people had to travel to spread the word. They didn't. I don't think they had smoke signals so they could explain it in the sky.
I don't think you'd be able to explain a bow and arrow in the sky with smoke signals. I'm willing to go on a limb on that.
We come up with the expression, the cloud. We use the cloud now.
Yeah, that was the original cloud, smoke clouds. But I mean, what did they send? Did they have a code when they had smoke signals, or was it just the smoke itself? Yeah.
I had no idea.
So you found spear tips. Have you found arrowheads as well?
Not arrowheads.
Only spear tips.
Spear
so it's
tips.
more primitive.
Yeah, and the way we collect, we don't get all the small stuff, but we bale all the small stuff out of the drainage and we stack it so it can be gotten later. We don't lose any of it.
But you might have a bunch of like spearheads just laying around.
I bet we have millions of what I call microfossils. Millions.
Really?
In the stuff that we bale with the equipment and just stack it up.
When you first discovered the saber-toothed tiger head, when was that?
I found one in 1974.
That was the first one?
Yeah, but I was mining up north.
And when you found that, what was the reaction to that? Did it have the teeth in it and everything, or was it just...
It had one full tooth and one broken half.
Really?
And I think I told you, the British Museum visited.
Yeah.
Guy offered to take it back and clean it and restore it and send it back to me. Never saw it again.
Of course.
The one that was sent to the...
How fucking gross is that? That they just keep doing that same shit?
They do it all. That's what they do.
Yeah.
And in the last year or two...
Why should you have it? This is important for humanity. Some dirty gold miner.
The Smithsonian, AM&H got in trouble for grave robbing. Most museums have done that. They've taken artifacts from cultures and they just keep them.
So these people, they found this they got this saber tiger. Wow. Look at that one.
That's a cave lion skull that we found.
Holy shit. Was that supposed to be there? The cave lion?
Yes. That's the best one ever found in Alaska.
Wow.
My son Kinsey and I found that together.
Fucking A. That thing's amazing. Look at the teeth on that thing.
Yep.
So this saber-toothed skull is probably very valuable that you found.
Yeah. And
because I've seen them for sale.
Right. And AM&H says they don't have one, but we were going through the shipping records and we can see where they were shipped one. The correspondence that I just posted talks about them, getting them, and camels, and other things that were sent that somehow disappeared.